But before we go for a short break, let's join our guest, Mr. Dolapo Ashiru, who is the Chief Executive at Mega Capital Financial Services Limited, to analyze some of the projections of the Nigerian Stock Exchange as it concerns the year 2018. Dolapo, let me first start by saying congratulations on your new appointment. Hopefully, by the next one should be a public appointment where you'll be representing as a regulator. Congratulations.
Thank you. Amen. Happy New Year.
That's interesting. So good to have you around. So let's look at the projection. Towards the end of that playback, I saw you there. So clearly you were represented at that forum. What do you make of what Oscar Onyema has presented in terms of politicking or electioneering, as it were, as it concerns 2018 as a pre-election year, and the fact that we're likely going to have the local currency movement impacting the markets this year?
Yeah, Oscar was on point, the CEO was on point, stock exchange. We're already seeing some things play out already, which is the FX. So we've seen last year with the introduction of the I&E window that, I mean, we are seeing bigger quantums of investment from FPIs, that's foreign investors into the country now. So we're seeing a lot of activities from the foreigners in our market now. So automatically you are seeing, that's why you are seeing so much, it's such a large surge in share prices. They've seen value in our market, and they've already confirmed the integrity of the I&E window. So, like I've said earlier on, the first 6 months of this year, we're going to see a very bullish market. But as we get nearer to an election cycle, we'll see it's going to go up, stabilize, and go down a bit as we enter an election cycle. So anytime from Q4, we start seeing the market start to dip and then stabilize a bit.
So how far are we really going to be? How much bullish sentiment should we be expecting? You talked about 6 months, being a period that we will see, surplus in the markets.
Yeah. First of all, the headwinds, that's the macroeconomic headwinds, are very attractive. So, like we saw it in your program, inflation is coming low. PMI is really 11 months consecutively. Yeah. So all the, inflation, we're seeing more confidence out of the recession. We're speculating a higher GDP for this year than compared to last year. 1.5%. And interest rates are coming down. So you see a lot of money moving from fixed income back into the equities market. So we're enjoying all that now.
Okay, so we were, according to Oscar, we're third best for 2017 globally, even though in some quarters it's been recorded as second best, actually, next to Ghana. But according to Oscar, it's third best, and we have lists.
The reason because in Sub-Saharan Africa, the three biggest markets are Nigerian Stock Exchange, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and Nairobi. You can't compare the Nigerian economy or Nigerian Stock Exchange to the Ghanaian Stock Exchange or the economy. So if you're a foreign portfolio investor, you can't neglect Nigeria, Kenya, or South Africa.
Some other issues that Oscar actually raised include demutualization and listings, as well as the introduction of more asset classes. Yes. But all that we'll probably find a way to discuss in the second segment. We'll take a moment and be back with more conversations, especially on the National Corporate Governance Guidelines. Welcome back to the program. Our Twitter handles are @ChannelsTV and @CTV Temple. Follow and tweet at us on the program as we go on with this discussion. Now, Nigeria's controversial National Corporate Governance Code was issued by a former Executive Secretary, Mr. Jim Obaze, on October the 17th of 2016. Now, the code was subsequently suspended in the same month, especially on the 28th precisely of that same month, October. Now, and that follows, of course, the public outcry against the guidelines by religious bodies and corporate entities in the Nigerian capital market and the financial system at large. Dolapo Ashiru, CEO at Mega Capital Financial Services Limited, is still here. Let's talk about this new committee that was constituted. This is coming 15 months after the initial code was released by under the purview of Mr. Jim Obaze. What do you make of this new committee that has just been constituted and inaugurated on Thursday?
Yeah, I have more confidence in this new committee than the previous one.
Why?
Yeah, because in this one, they're actually taking the pain to engage all the stakeholders and come.
They have done that already.
Yeah, that's why I like that. So, everybody involved, all the industries that will be affected, they're all represented on the committee. So I think and they're going to consult widely and come up with a code that all of us can understand and all of us buy in. I think it makes more sense.
So let's compare and contrast this new one with the previous one on the Jim Obaze, where you had the whole thing put together and, you know, pushed at once. But in this time, we're going to be having it launched in phases.
Yes.
What do you make of such a move?
It makes more sense because consultation, especially wide consultation, takes a long time. So, and the fact that there are many industries already have their code. For example, there's a code for the banking sector, there's a code for SEC, for PENCOM, for the insurance sector. So, people that play major roles in this sector will be part of the committee, and they'll consult widely with them and come up with a framework of which will be basically what I'm hoping will be an harmonization of the other codes involved. So I think it shouldn't be rushed. We should take our time because the code itself will have major implications for different sectors and industries in this country. So I think doing it in phases, it makes more sense and will give a better result than the previous one.
So they are also to start, in terms of the phases now, they're supposed to start with the corporates before going to the public and then the not-for-profit organizations. What for you are the issues that must be considered, which were also controversial in the previous code and must be given more attention in this new code as it relates to you corporates?
First of all, we don't want a code that is repetitive, do you understand? So everything should be in harmony. So and we don't want codes that will contradict themselves, which is what happened in the other code. So we're looking for them to streamline all the codes and be generally acceptable and be able to operate across the corporate industries.
So Dr. Suleiman talked about a code that probably has to be to complement the existing codes,
yes,
sectoral codes,
yes,
or the ones that will supersede. Which for you would you want to see?
I want a code that will complement I want the code which to a large extent will complement the existing structure and in some aspects supersede some codes in the industries affected.
Now, why won't you guys want the ones that will actually supersede, that will be more dominant and supervisory, as it were?
Because the industry itself, all the industries themselves have peculiar issues, right, and there's some issues that we feel that it's an issue that might affect, for example, the insurance industry that is not applicable to, for example, the capital market or SEC. Things like that. Okay,
so let's look at overlapping functions, conflicting aspects, clauses, as well as duplications and all that as it relates to the telecoms, the capital market is your own area. How can this best be resolved as an operator now?
Yeah, first of all, our codes need to, globally, I mean, international markets, corporate governance is basically like a religion. So many international companies don't joke with corporate governance. So corporate governance is a very, very big deal, especially in the financial services sector. So we are also trying to ensure that going forward, Nigerian companies can also meet best global practice internationally.
Okay,
concerning corporate governance.
We also have now a 16-member panel that will be driving this new code or new guidelines, so to say. What are your thoughts on the credibility of these folks that have been selected? You have the technical committee chairman as Mr. Mohammed Ahmed, who was the former DG of PENCOM, that's Pension Commission. You also have Tinua Adeawe, who is the new director of regulations at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Are you satisfied with the list that we have of all of these members?
First of all, it's an all-star list, and these are people of integrity. For example, one of the people you just mentioned is the new ED for the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Yeah. I mean, the list can't get better than that.
So what will you be expecting? Because the timeline given is first quarter of this year. January is almost gone. We have February and March. How soon do you see this draft coming out?
I think they were given about 60 days to come, or 60 to 90 days to come up with the final draft, and I'm sure they'll be on point with that.
As it relates to the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the Securities and Exchange Commission, what are the new things that you would like to see?
Basically, rules concerning corporate governance in the level of maybe independent directors. You understand? Trying to enforce more. Already, every company should have at least 1 or 2 independent directors. And sometimes in advanced economies, for example, if you're a major shareholder of a company, you can't also be the chairman. So sometimes you have to have an independent chairman.
So that has to be spelled out.
Things like that have to be spelled out.
That has already been done, I think, in the banking sector, where you can't actually, have such duplicative functions. But so that has to now be introduced to the
across board.
Okay, in terms of the scope now, the first draft, we're expecting that the not-for-profit organization will come up, because in the previous one, it actually went for the religious organizations that created the kind of brouhaha, and then it amounted
that's the most controversial of the 3.
Yeah. Okay, so what will you be expecting? Because right now, that is not even part of the first phase right now.
Yeah, for the not-for-profit segment of the corporate governance, I think that they should, the same way they're also going on extensive consultation in the industry. I think for that too, because not-for-profit organizations, especially religious organizations like in Nigeria, I think it's peculiar compared to other, Nigerian churches or mosques or religious organizations is peculiar to other parts of the world. So I think for that also, they have to look for unique corporate governance codes for that segment.
Okay, and of course, much is anticipated of what they will be doing around public sector as well, and it just has to be something that will complement what is already in existence, as we speak right now. Well, the Securities and Exchange Commission extended the period for free e-dividend registration for investors till February 28th of this year. We're expecting that you will take advantage of this before the window elapses again and carry on with your registration. Thank you very much, Dlakwa Ashiru, CEO at Mega Capital and Financial Services, for making it to Capital Markets this evening. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.